what's up? This is Sully from Godsmack. Strap on those boots, baby, because you are now in the trenches of the war room with the one and only Mistress Carrie right here on the Mistress Carrie podcast.
What's up? This is Joe Rogan, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie.
Her hair so lovely, pretty eyes.
Hey, this is Brent from Shinedown, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie. Hey, Carrie, go put your bra on, girl.
Hey, this is Steven Tyler, and you be listening to the baddest bitch in Boston, Mistress Carrie.
What's up? This is Aaron from Stain, and you're listening to Mistress Carrie.
Hi, everybody. This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, and you're listening to the one, the only Mistress Carrie.
Hey, this is David from the band Disturbed, and you're listening to the baddest bitch in Boston, Mistress Carrie.
Hi, Bruce Dickinson here from Iron Maiden. Yes, indeed, Miss Whiplash herself, Mistress Carrie, is here to unchain your brain.
Hi, this is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're listening to Mistress Carrie.
This is Dennis Leary. You are listening to my favorite, Mistress Carrie.
Hey, this is Corey from Stone Sour, and you're listening to, you have the privilege of listening to Mistress Carrie.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Mistress Carrie, reporting for duty from MCHQ for episode 306 of the Mistress Carrie podcast. My guests this week are Magnolia Park, who have just released Nights After Vamp, a self-described pre-lux edition of their sophomore album, containing 5 new tracks and an acoustic version of their massive radio hit, Shallow. The band is out on the road right now with a stop at the Palladium in Worcester this Sunday, April 19th. You can get the details and the link to get tickets in the show notes of this episode. Magnolia Park hail from Orlando, Florida, and I had a chance to sit down with the entire band to talk about everything from starting the band as teenage friends to working at Spencer Gifts, working out the set list, Guitar Hero, songwriting, social media, Halloween, and so much more. So allow me to introduce you to Magnolia Park. What's up, guys? Thank you guys for taking the time.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I was one of the people that was bugging you guys in Vegas at Happens recently.
Oh.
Did you guys have a good time? That convention can be a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, like, we were able to just like have fun in Vegas for a little bit. So it was really nice.
Do you guys have Vegas activities that are a favorite for Magnolia Park? Because Vegas, you can find every kind of trouble in Vegas. What's your favorite kind of trouble to find?
Oh, the casinos. Yeah. The casinos get us every time.
What's your games?
Oh, slots.
Someone call it Bow's Out Fun?
Yeah, Bow's Out Fun. Craps for Tristan. He started craps.
No.
My husband won like $91 on the penny slots. That's about as big into the gambling as we got.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man.
Yeah, one time you go, you win a big. Next time, you lose everything.
Yeah.
So.
I'm good for about 4 to 5 days in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like anything longer than that, and I feel like I'm escaping a cult. Like I feel like if you spend more than 4 or 5 days, you start to think Vegas is normal.
Yeah, Vegas is not normal.
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Normal. You gotta take a special breed of people to live in Vegas.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of bands do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Although people have said that about Orlando too, because it's so built on vacation and tourism that I'm always amazed at the people that live there that just have a regular life. Because for me, growing up in the Northeast, Orlando is where you go to the theme parks. That's kind of what we think of Orlando to be.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a theme park area, but I mean, there's so much stuff to do out here. But like everyone always comes down for like Universal or Disney, so like, it's pretty cool though.
Yeah, I guess as like a normal person living in Orlando, you don't really go like a crazy amount, so it's just like you're still living your normal life.
Yeah, if you live in Orlando, you don't go to theme parks.
Yeah,
you're just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, because they're there all the time.
Yeah,
it's like every town has that stereotype. Like Bostonians, we're obnoxious sports fans. We accept it. It is what it is. It's a movie. It's a movie reference, and Dunkin' Donuts addicts. Those stereotypes are real for a reason, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Wait, what'd you say?
Just quiet enough so nobody hears it.
If you're gonna make fun of us, you gotta do it so we hear it, man. We can handle it.
We got love for Boston.
What part of Mass are you from?
I was born in Boston.
Boston?
And then I lived in...
You have an accent.
No. Boston. No, I was born in Boston. I lived in Boston. I thought I was from somewhere else, but when I asked my parents, they're like, no, it's Boston.
It's Boston.
You can be from here and eventually, like, I can turn my R's on, but you can always tell when someone's from Boston because when you piss them off or they get drunk, the R's go away.
Yeah.
And the swearing comes out in epic fashion. We're really good at that.
Yeah, y'all turn to Mark Wahlberg's real fast. I'm like, yo, what is happening?
Turn into Mark Wahlberg's, he said. Well, you guys are going to be up here. You'll be at the Palladium in a couple of weeks, so watch the shit talking because you'll be at the Palladium on April 19th.
You want to hear the thickest accents out there, right?
Oh, you'll find them in Worcester for sure.
Oh, yeah.
A couple drunk people at a Magnolia Park show, and they'll be like, "Shut up, motherfucker." Are you guys surprised at the leaps and bounds that the band has taken recently in popularity? Are you guys able to kind of keep a grip on this thing? Because I feel like even though you've been around for a while, recently you've gone from a band that some people had heard of to a band everybody knows. Am I wrong in feeling like that?
I think we've been a band for about like 6 or 7 years, but sorry, I had to do that.
He doesn't even know. It's like 6 or 7. I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, like we've had like steady growth throughout all that. I think we're just like grateful to have fans in general because we come from like the Orlando punk scene when we were playing to like 10 people. And like my mom and dad. So, yeah, just having so many people love our music and post about our music, it feels amazing. So I think that's like our thought process right now, just to be grateful.
Yeah.
Like the Dayseeker guys were like, yeah, it's taken us 10 years to be an overnight success. So it's the same kind of thing where you've been around a long time, but seriously, like, do you feel the shift just in the success of Shallow? Like overnight, it seems almost that.
I guess for everyone else it's overnight, but we've been posting that song for like 2 years straight.
Yeah.
And like doing content for it, and so it's just it's hard to say that because our perspective is it's just like we put out that song and like it wasn't a huge success right away. It took like over a year for it to become this big song, which feels insane. And we're still on that like album cycle. I guess like for us, like bands aren't taken seriously until you're like 10 years in. Like you brought up Dayseeker, you know, and we're like 7 years in or 6 years in. So we got 3 more years to go before we're like taken seriously. Yeah, it always happens.
Whenever I talk to bands that formed out of younger friendships, I always think about the decisions that I made when like I was in high school and in college. There are very few of those decisions that turned out to be good decisions for me. And whenever I see bands that meet as childhood friends and have been able to maintain the friendship and the professional relationship together, like making those decisions young that actually were good decisions, I'm kind of envious of that because I really don't have too many of those. And you guys have found a way to kind of, I mean, I guess all of the good bands are kind of born out of those friendships before the business got involved, I guess. Am I wrong in that?
Yeah, I mean, me and Freddie have known each other since we were 12. Joe's also known Freddie since he was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
I think I met Josh when I
just met these guys. I don't know.
Yeah, we met Josh and Vince a little later, but a couple of us were like friends early on. And I think we're just still young, like starting the band, like business, it's not really like at the forefront when you start a band because you're losing money. Like you would like I would work 2 jobs just to afford us like a music video, you know? So we were just like losing a ton of money, and it's not really a thing.
I was working at Spencer's too, dang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, you worked at Spencer Gifts too? So did I.
Yeah. I did the whole video. We got signed like, hey, I'm quitting.
Yeah.
I was the assistant night manager while I was going to college. So you and I sold a lot of cheap dildos, man.
Yeah, that part.
Look,
It's weird whenever the
you
friends
don't
come
know
to
me well enough, but you should know me well enough to know if there's a place to go there, I'm going there. So, yeah, I got a lot of weird stuff working at Spencer Gifts.
Same, yeah. It was always weird. Every day was something different.
But with malls folding, Spencer has found a way to always be the store in the mall that lasts. So they're doing something right.
Because they sell dildos. I mean, that's why.
Yeah. Dildos, we should sell dildos.
You wouldn't be the first band. Tobias Forge from Ghost has already done that.
Oh,
Ghost did that?
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Modes, man.
Nah.
Yeah. Marketing genius.
Yeah.
Ghost did it?
We could have like the heart.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I just want 1 point on the royalties because this idea is coming up on my show. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta be honest. We can discuss it.
We're gonna sell Fred body pillows.
Yeah.
As you guys are rehearsing for tour, which you said you're doing right now, what does that mean? Because for a non-musician, as a fan of the band, we're like, why do you guys have to practice? You wrote the songs.
Well, we write so many songs that like our rehearsals or practice are just us like remembering how we play those songs, because like we write songs and then move on to the next song. Like we're very much creatures of habits of being like, oh yeah, we finished this project, we're gonna work on the next project now, and not really like hone in on what we just did, because like we're like it's out, so people are gonna listen to it, so we gotta keep moving on. But practice for us is like Joe does all of our like our back end stuff, so like lighting, videos, and all that stuff. So like
a whole lot of MIDI.
Yeah, a whole lot of MIDI. So Joe is busy.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes to tours, and then all these guys are just they all have like a big part in making sure that these shows go well. So like it's just a lot of work behind it.
I know that there's a lot of technology behind concerts, obviously, when you're talking about projection and you know, samples and kind of all of that stuff. But when you go into a tour, planning out what you want the performance to be like, with you guys, does the song and the performance change throughout the tour based on audience reaction? Meaning solos getting longer, solos getting shorter, songs getting added to the set list because of the way that the tour goes and the reaction of the fans? Like, does it change your performance based on the fans?
I would say sometimes we would change like a song if the songs don't hit, or it's like it's something that like we don't feel is good enough. But most of the time, like we make sure that we have a good set list beforehand, so we don't have to change anything.
Yeah.
But there are times where like we're like, oh, let's change this because this doesn't work out, or something like that.
Yeah, recently we toured with Baby Metal, and we found out that crowd was like more like straight up in your face metal, because like Baby Metal is so heavy and Bloody Wood's so heavy. So we actually changed one song just for that. We were playing a new song called High, which is like a dancey song, but we changed that out for a heavy song just based on the crowd reaction.
I always ask bands, because once you have multiple albums and you have a stable of music, what's the battle royale like within Magnolia Park about picking the songs? Because you only get so much time on stage, depending on if you're an opener or if it's your tour. How does the fight go within the band on who gets to pick the songs and who usually wins?
So I would say it's pretty democratic. It's only like someone will be like, I don't want to play this song, and we're like, all right, you know? So it's not like a huge deal. I think we have like, we're new enough where we don't have like crazy amount of hits where we have to like stab each other just to get a set list. So it's not too difficult, I would say.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of work also for us to do, like, especially for Joe on the lighting and like MIDI, but like also like all the background sounds and the transitions that we were just like, let's just pick it, whatever. So let's just give the best set possible, and so we can elevate the whole show around it is more important to us right now.
Well, the way that it's been explained to me, especially when it comes to the drummer and the guitar player having to change guitars based on tuning for songs, that there has to be an art to how the songs get structured. And normally it's the drummer going, guys, can you just give me 20 seconds to breathe, man? Am I wrong in that?
See, that's me on this.
That's actually Josh.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm the one who's like, oh my God, why are we picking all the hardest songs to sing back to back?
I think we transcribed all the songs to one guitar, right?
Yeah, make it work.
So no guitar changes.
Yeah, we don't have anybody that can this guitar.
We're pretty efficient.
Yeah,
so.
I need another voice to switch out though. That's
you need a background vocalist.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like these guys, you can always replace a head. You can always get another guitar, but
I got one voice, man.
Yeah.
Tough.
I don't sing, but it is a very weird thing for your entire livelihood to be based on how you wake up and how your voice feels.
Yes, it's like it's all based on my health, and a lot of singers either over obsess about their health because of their voice, or there's like, well, I mean, if we're doing this type of music, what's the point type of thing? But like I'm always like, all right, I gotta figure out what songs I can do easier so I don't like lose my voice, so we can keep going. So it's always a struggle for me a little bit, but we always make it work.
You see the guys with the juicers backstage, you know, trying to live clean, and then you see Keith Richards and you're like, like, does it all matter or is it predisposed? Like,
yeah, it all depends on the singer. I mean, I know some singers who don't warm up. I am some singers. And there's other people who like will warm up for like 2 hours before they even go on stage. Or like, it's just, it just depends on the person and how they treat their voices, stuff like that.
You guys spend a lot of time on the road touring. I don't care how long you guys have been friends. Touring in, I've heard it described as picking the people you're going to live in a metal tube with, which when you describe it that way does not sound fun at all.
No.
What movie gets quoted by Magnolia Park every day without fail?
Movie?
Definitely Big Trouble in Little China.
No, oh my God!
Big Trouble.
Rush Hour.
We're more like we're a little close to Gen Z, so we're like more like that slang. We'll say stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So I don't really want to say what we say.
No, that's okay. No.
Chopped. Yeah, we'll say chopped and unk a lot.
Yeah. Tristan's officially an unk now.
Yeah, I'm an unk now.
Yeah.
Not like my sister didn't have a kid. I just turned.
Yeah, he just turned 30.
Wait, that's what that means. That like you're the old man now because you're 30 in the band.
I'm not the oldest. I'm just the oldest.
I'm grandpa.
Yeah.
That's me.
You guys are making me feel really old, and I don't appreciate it.
Sorry.
I literally was just talking to Vaden Todd Lewis from the Toadies. And we were joking about how we're the living embodiment of that bumper sticker that I may be old, but I saw all the cool bands.
That's true.
That is true.
Like, we're getting to that point now. Like, my kids are like late teens now, and we have musical references, and I take them to shows, like, because they get the free tickets. And they're like, oh, wait, you saw that band? Wait, you were at that show? And I'm like, oh, man. Like, I'm that person now. Fuck.
You saw the Beatles live.
I did not see the Beatles live. But I was at Woodstock 94. And 99. But I saw the Muddy one and the Riot one. I saw both.
The Riot one was 99, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 99.
That was something to behold. The documentaries
94.
Yeah.
Oh, me? That's when I was born. Yeah.
in 94.
Yeah.
Fuck my life, man. God damn it. All right, so I want to talk. I have a theory about music, and this is not generational.
Oh, okay.
That you grow up with the soundtrack to your childhood. So it's the music that gets thrust on you by older siblings, mom and dad, cool neighbors, the cool uncle, whatever. And somewhere in your adolescence, you hear something and you make the decision for yourself, I like that. Whether it's a band, an album, a song, and from then on out, you claim your musical identity. So for you guys, what did you grow up listening to? What was the soundtrack? Like, what did your house sound like? And then what did you decide, wait, I like this? Because from then on, your music is your decision, not everybody else's decision.
I know mine was a lot of Michael Jackson, R&B, and Caribbean music. And then I know the answers is weird. Like around 5th grade, I listened to System Up and Down for the first time. And then that also led me into Linkin Park. And then from there, I was like, yeah, I'm hooked on rock music from there.
Yeah, I was the same. A lot of R&B, Bob Marley, reggae. And then I got Guitar Hero World Tour.
Yeah.
Well, I actually got Guitar Hero, found a bunch of bands. Then I got Guitar Hero World Tour. And I found like System of a Down, Paramore. And I also started playing drums like that. Mm-hmm. And then that was it. So now I kind of listen to all of those genres together.
It's amazing the influence that Guitar Hero had on a generation of musicians. Whereas you would think a video game wouldn't have that kind of serious impact, but it really did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about you guys?
Yeah.
I grew up, my dad's a drummer, so I grew up on like Deftones, Rage Against the Machine, and a lot of like Wu-Tang Clan. Stuff I shouldn't have heard when I was 4. It is what it is.
Hey, Wu-Tang is Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
It is for the children.
My dad's like a massive vinyl collector, and at home it's just like a cacophony of Michael Jackson, Linkin Park, Kanye West, just like whatever. Yeah, just like a wild mixture.
Thank you. Word of the day.
Yeah. At my house, they just played Spanish music. So I heard Blink-182. That was like what I liked. I heard Blink-182 and then I like that kind of music.
Freddie was a punk guy. He used to listen to NoFX and beat up people.
It is really interesting with all of like the rhythmic genres of music that you guys grew up with, the Caribbean music, the reggae, and how that kind of gets blended in with rock, metal, like kind of blending all of those sounds. Like it comes up on the show because back, I think, late 70s and in the 80s, music was very siloed. Whereas in the 50s with the 45s, when it was a single-based art form, you kind of listened to a lot of different stuff. But then for a while, like when I was growing up as a kid in the 80s, the music you listened to wasn't just the music you liked. It was your identity. Like the patches that were on your jean jacket said something about who you were as a person, who your friends were, what you were like as an individual. And so now I think with streaming, it's gone back to that kind of singles, like you can kind of listen to everything. But for a while, your musical tastes were very segmented depending on how you wanted to kind of present yourself to the world, which is a really weird way, I think, to grow up. Like my musical tastes have expanded a lot as I've gotten older. Mm-hmm. But I was like that metalhead kid that was like, fuck everybody else. This is the music I like. And I don't, like I didn't like U2 for a really long time because I was a metalhead and that wasn't cool.
Wait, didn't U2 put that weird album on everyone's phone?
Yeah.
I like it just because of that. I couldn't get that shit off, bro.
Not too much.
Wait, what'd you say?
I think that's what's so cool about music today is that, like, for instance, our song "Shallow" to me is not like a rock song. It has a Memphis sample, it has R&B samples. We have like post-punk guitars, like Joy Division guitars in there, and we just have like this big rock hook, and that's what brought it in. But like that shows like there's really like no genre at the end of the day. You just got to make really good music, and it will connect with people.
Well, that's what always cracks me up when you hear some of these older rock musicians talk about whether or not hip hop artists belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And that argument can be made up to a point, but bands like System of a Down and Rage Against the Machine and Linkin Park, those aren't just rock bands. And the bands that have come up after that have been so in, like, if you grew up in the hip hop era, you grew up listening to Rage Against the Machine and System of a Down and Wu-Tang, like you guys are saying. So it's impossible to strip the rock influence onto hip hop and the hip hop influence onto rock. Like, they can't be separated again.
Yeah, like you can't say that hip hop artists shouldn't be in there when you have Run DMC and Aerosmith.
Yeah,
like that was a big bridge gapper,
huge moment.
So like, and Beastie Boys as well. So it's like you can't sit here and be like, oh yeah, hip hop artists don't belong in there. Like, musicians belong in musician categories. Period.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be a this or that type of situation.
That song is 40 this year. I know it's the Run DMC Aerosmith Walk This Way, and I just interviewed an author that wrote a whole book on the mashing up of rock and hip hop in the mid 80s and the cultural shift that caused, because it was a very risky proposition for both, like Jam Master Jay thought it was going to kill Run DMC's career.
Yeah, I remember Reverend talking about that. Yeah.
And like Aerosmith, it resurrected their career. And so that influence of music, and then obviously, you know, you talk about like Anthrax and Public Enemy and in the Judgment Night soundtrack and all of that kind of stuff. It's like these things are so woven together now, they can't be separated anymore.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't have like a whole genre like new metal, Linkin Park, Deftones, Korn.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have those bands without hip hop. So I think it's just the more genres you put in to like one subgenre, I think it just makes it sound better because it's expanding on the sounds. If not, you're just gonna sound like Led Zeppelin and get more bands that sound like Led Zeppelin over and over and over. Mm-hmm. So I think the more unique things you can add to a genre makes it cooler.
The thing that cracks me up as somebody that came up in the music business in the 90s like I did is that the alternative music scene in the early to mid 90s became kind of full of itself a little bit. So when bands like the Deftones and the new metal, for lack of a better term to use for that kind of genre of music, came up, there was a lot of cynicism towards it, that it was never going to last, that this hip hop and rock and metal kind of thing, like bands like Korn and the Deftones, all of that stuff, they were punchlines for a long time. Yeah. Those bands now, as we look at the 90s as a decade of music, they're all bigger now than they were before. I feel like that genre of music is finally getting its credit for being as prolific as it was. And as a genre of music that obviously directly inspired all of you guys, the idea that music was laughed at for a while when it first came out, looking back in hindsight, is kind of hilarious now.
Yeah, I think those bands, like the whole like subgenre of new metal, like most of those bands didn't even like being tied to that, like Deftones and Korn and Linkin Park.
That's why I use the quotes, because I know they don't like it, but there hasn't been another term where people kind of, when you say it, you know what I mean.
I think it's just like they're just evolution of the genre, and like people don't like change at first, you know, until like 10 years later, they're like, this is the sickest thing. Like rock's very slow in that. It's always like, it's like the opposite of hip hop. Hip hop, you always want like a new artist right away. You're tired of the old guys, but like the older generation in rock, like always like it's a longer career, which makes it cooler. That's why like Deftones is the biggest they ever been now. which is insane to me. So
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say is that the people that come to your shows, especially like kids where Magnolia Park is their first concert, for the rest of their life, the answer to the question of what was your first concert will be you guys. And in rock and metal, they will be fans of yours forever.
Yeah.
Which a lot of other genres of music treat their music, like in the pop world, as being kind of disposable, whereas you guys could be 50, 60, 70 years old, like a lot of rock artists are right now, and go out and tour and still play. And I know you're laughing at it, but like, that's a big connection to make with generations of music fans that people will still care enough to want to go and see you play 30 years from now. And rock and I think country kind of have more of that loyalty than a lot of other genres of music.
That's true. Yeah, I can see us like 85, like Joe has a fedora on. I'm like in a wheelchair. Freddie, I don't know if Freddie's live. I don't know. But we're making it through. We're making it through. You know, I hope that's the case. Well, I hope Freddie's live.
We all look. He's a fellow masshole. We all hope you're still alive. And I do love that you're wearing the Adidas tracksuit because it's literally like the most Boston thing ever.
Yeah, we're doing the Adidas thing. We haven't rolled it out yet. So we like to dress for an interview, so I was trying to dress for an interview.
Because I have all of you guys at the same time, which is not a normal occurrence. Usually I talk to one or two people in the band. Talk to me about the initial idea for a song and how it goes from a riff, a melody, a lyric, all the way to something that we're hearing from you guys. How does it start with you guys?
I think each band member in the creative process allocates like a specific skill set or ideation. For instance, Tristan will prompt like a general direction or have like a vision for the sonics of the band, and then I'll like make an instrumental, maybe like a phonetic top line, and then Josh will like ideate on the top line and be like, well, what if we did this, or what if we did this lyric? And then like hearing Josh perform it, and as it sounds as Magnolia Park is like the creme de creme. Freddie is an incredible top liner. He'll write melodies and lyrics. Sometimes it comes up with the entire hook, or entire songs. Like Tristan and Freddie came in with Shallow in early 24, and Joe contributes MIDI and has even started top lining recently as well. So it's very
Joe's a sleeper with top lines.
Yeah.
What is that for music fans that don't know what that term means? What is that? What does top liner mean?
Vocal melody.
Vocal melodies, yeah.
I think all five of us like contribute in a big way. And I do have to say, like, without Joe being as good as he is as a drummer, we wouldn't be able to do the crazy ideas we have. And also Josh, like, any genre we throw out there as an idea, it just works because like they're both so unbelievably talented. So shouts out to you.
We just started screaming out of nowhere and Josh just did it.
Yeah,
we were like, fuck it.
Tristan and Freddie are great producers. Like Tristan has, both you guys have incredible tastes in sound selection, and Freddie's an amazing player. So like this band really like everyone carries their own weight in a huge way.
Yeah, Tristan would be like, "Hey, can you scream this?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm not trained in screaming. All right, let's do it anyway." We just end up doing it.
Yeah, and like we're lucky enough where like just shouts out to Vince. Like he just comes with great ideas all the time, and he works with a lot of incredible people like Vana. He's written for her. Platinum, sorry, but like a bunch of great artists, you know. So we're just like, we're unusual for a band because we show up to the studio session with like a producer or whoever, and they're like, "Why is the whole band here?" And I'm like, "We're sorry."
And they're like, "I only have one sofa." What do you do?
I have one chair. Can you make it work? Like, yeah,
we're old school. So it used to be.
Yeah.
People would show up to the band and write the music.
In the 70s, they all roll up with their laptop.
When you guys especially with like the resurgence of vinyl and cassettes, because you are a group that grew up always having access to the internet and computers.
They did.
More or less, I think we all grew up on the cusp of like cell phones being available, like starting at age 12 to 16.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you may not have had it, but it existed in the world.
Yeah.
And so when you look at the way that bands used to do it in the studio, that they went in there and it got recorded on tape, and because like I learned in college how to edit audio with a razor blade and a grease pencil. I know I sound like a fucking old lady right now, but I'm saying it like because the technology shift when audio became digital, and the capabilities of the kinds of music you could make was opened up because of that. When you go into these recording studios and you see that old gear in the corner, does it make you want to try it, or do you just go, thank God we don't have to use that shit?
I think we want to try it.
Yeah, we like it. Like, we recently got a lot of cool analog synths and stuff. I think blending the both is always key because it makes something more unique. When you're like strictly digital, sometimes it feels kind of stiff. So if you can find a blend of both, it makes it more sound like something original, I would say.
Yeah, like tactility and performance is a really incredible tool to be creative. And sure, you can theoretically do everything 90 to 100% in the laptop, like in the box. But I mean, I think we all like messing around with stuff now and having just a variety of things available to us, if it be pedals or instruments, synths, whatever.
It does come up on the show. Artists talk about how technology does have the ability to sanitize music because you can make it so perfect. And there's so many examples in rock and metal that they leave the mistakes in. And you bring up the Beatles, like those guys were famous for leaving mistakes in their music because they just liked that take better, and tape was expensive. And so some of the greatest albums that have ever been recorded, you can go back and hear the mistakes in there. Pop artists don't leave mistakes in, rock artists do.
Kind of depends. I think Architects is about as psych. I mean, there's pros and cons. If you want to sound like Architects, you can't do that on tape. It's not like
that's true.
Humanly, even our live stuff, we have it set up to MIDI, so the cuts, the silences of the guitars and the bass are automated, so it's even more like calculated.
Yeah, it just makes it sound tight. Yeah.
So there's pros and cons to the analog versus digital recording. I mean, it'd be cool if we record, because you could record and then we put it on tape. I mean, that'd be sick, but that'd be a lot of money. And it's also doesn't fit our current sound. It's going to sound like more, I mean, tape has a sound, and that's not really what our metal sound is.
Yeah, I think a lot of it had to do also with like the budget for music, and like the whole recording industry, just like lowering the budget and threshold for bands to start. Like, they used to have like a whole artist development thing for like newer bands and stuff, but you have to do that on your own today. So I guess that's why like you're kind of just like thrown into it when you first start and blowing up, and you have to figure out what is everything, what is life, like how do you tour, how do you sell merch, how do you find a producer. You got to do that on your own, where back in the day labels were like more involved in that.
I mean, recorded music is only 100 years old. The whole industry is brand new. Like most of our technology that we use now is like in its infancy. Like it's like 25 years old. Like the first song that was ever recorded in Pro Tools from 1999, I think it was. And like just the barrier of entry is so incredible. It's like basically zero. But at the same time, like you can do so much with the technology now. Like you can do anything you want. So it's like option paralysis. And yeah, like Tristan said, like the threshold for bands is so low. Like kind of there's a lot of just economic variables that have occurred as a result of that.
Well, the same thing happened when it came to like radio and the advent of podcasting. If everybody can do it, then it floods with everybody doing it.
Scarcity, abundance, yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's all good.
Yeah.
You know, so like when you flood streaming platforms with music, how do you find the good stuff? Because it's not all good.
Yeah, that's why we had to take to social media and like make it work. Because you have all this music. Like if we never promoted our songs, like on TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube, did music videos on our own, we would have never been heard. Like people were just like, oh, here's a band with like 10 monthly listeners. That's a local band. So we had no choice to like just make our songs known. And we still have to do that today because there's so many bands, so much music. It's insane.
It's a long way from handing out flyers outside of the club.
Yeah.
Or CDs outside Warped Tour.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly.
That was the 2015.
I gotta be honest, I thought it would be fire if we did that still, bro. I just wanted to do it.
For the vibes.
Yeah, for the vibes.
We might have to bring that back. We might
do it, bro.
When I started seeing bands making cassettes again, I was like, what are they doing? Anybody that grew up listening to cassettes knows that cassettes are like the worst thing. It took music portable after the 8-track, but cassettes, like there's no hell worse than listening to your favorite record and hearing it go and opening it up and having the tape all come out and you having to find a pencil to wind it all. I'm like, why are bands making cassettes again? How did we not? I understand like CDs. I get vinyl. Like I get like you're talking about your dad being a vinyl collector, like the idea of like opening up the vinyl, the focus on the artwork, the liner notes, the experience of it all, the warmth of the sound, the vinyl resurgence I get. The cassette thing, if you didn't grow up in the 80s and you think cassettes are cool, it's just because your cassettes haven't gotten eaten yet. You wait. It's coming. When you guys are writing these songs, as somebody that works alone, right, that has hosted my own show, produced my own show, so it's not a team effort. This is a monarchy in here. It's not a democracy. What's the biggest fight over a song you guys ever got into? Is there one? And I'll give you an example. I asked Steven Tyler from Aerosmith about it. He said one of the biggest fights they ever got into was the drum sound at the beginning of Ragdoll. The doom, doof, doof. He said that song, they almost broke up over the fight because of that song.
Drum sound?
Oh, drum sound is crazy.
That's crazy.
He didn't, and he wouldn't tell me, because we were live on the radio, he wouldn't tell me who won the fight. So is there a song that really, to get to the finished product, you guys really had to battle it out on? Or are you guys functional enough that you can get to a resolution without getting to that point?
I think we have like a good like structure, like I think we trust each other enough where it doesn't happen. I will say I'll tell the story because Wade's here. With Shallow,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, when with Shallow, I did, but it was a good crash. It was just like we're passionate about making a great song. So like I brought in the sample and like I thought it sounded really good. And then Andrew's like, no, we gotta change it. It sounds like doo-doo or whatever he said. And I was like crashing out. I was like, no, bro, it has to be this way.
He moved it back like half a beat.
Just a tiny thing. And it was like the biggest fight. A whole day got wasted because of that. But I just felt very passionate about that. So did Wade. And we met in the middle and compromised. But it turned out to be sick. So
it works.
Yeah.
I got to ask you guys some of the questions I ask everybody because I know you guys are busy and I got to let you go. When it comes to songwriting, this isn't a favorite song question. This is a craft question. Give me an example of a song that each one of you thinks is perfectly crafted. A song that you covet of any artist, any genre, and you're like, I wish I wrote that song.
Oh, that's a great question.
Off the top of my head, I'll say Loathe, Is It Really You?
That's a great one.
That's a good one.
10 out of 10 song.
Ooh. PYT Michael Jackson.
Oh,
yeah, that one.
I was like, please don't pick the same song.
I had to throw it back off the wall. I was like, yo, let me go back. Or Giving Up by Linkin Park. Those two.
I don't have any songs like that where I think I wish I wrote it.
Yeah.
But I have songs that when I hear them, it feels as good as I heard it the first time.
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah.
A list, Always by Blink-182. That one's like, to me, Claws by Charlie XCX is amazing.
That's a sleeper, bro.
He knows ball.
Yeah.
Claws by Charlie, and there's like one more where,
It's a big song.
Where I heard it, and I was like, a banger. It's not coming to me, but yeah, Always by Blink-182, Claws by Charlie XCX. Those two songs. Every time I hear those two songs, like, yeah, this is. Oh, and Bubble Dream by Chon. Oh, and Go by Polyphia.
Okay.
Stop. I wish I wrote that riff. Yeah, I wish I wrote Go.
Loki also drowned from Bring Me the Horizon.
That's great. How about you,
man? Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I wish I would have written because I just feel like otherwise then I wouldn't adore the song, or it's like it's about me, or it's about you being able to enjoy something that an artist crafted, or like enjoy the shared music experience. Probably Thriller of Michael Jackson.
I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say Thriller.
I think I'm gonna say How Much a Dollar Costs by Kendrick Lamar. I think that concept and the instrumental and just capturing a feeling like that. I know they spend like so much time on perfecting that. I've never heard a song that like to be honest, I cry every time I hear that song. So it emotionally just makes me feel something every time. So
it's a good one.
Yeah, anything Kendrick, man. I'm just like, yo, masterpieces every time.
Yeah.
Fuck Drake.
And growing up as a kid, the year your Halloween costume killed it. Best Halloween costume as a kid ever.
Germany, we didn't really have Halloween.
Really?
I think Thriller, Michael Jackson. I did a Thriller, Michael Jackson.
Did you do the whole red leather suit?
Whole red leather suit, fake Jerry curls, all that. Yeah.
Yo. You have a picture of that?
Hell no. This is some photo book somewhere at my grandma's.
Bro.
That's what Instagram is for. You need to find that picture.
Funny enough, bro, like it must have been like 8th grade or something. I went with Scott, dressed as a vampire, and then like all the girls loved it. So like 3 girls joined us, and it was just me, Scott, and 3 girls, and that's my favorite memory.
I have to shout out my mom because she threw the most. My mom's American. I grew up in Germany. She threw crazy Halloweens, and like Halloween wasn't as big in Germany, but like obviously it's a huge thing in the States. So our house would be like the Halloween spot, and I don't really remember a single costume, but it was always the whole yard would be like skeletons and pumpkins. So that was.
It's like, how do you spot the American in the neighborhood? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just atrociously in your face. Yeah, but awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I remember a specific costume, but I was a big trick-or-treater, big grinder. We'd do like 3-4 hours and get the whole pillowcase going.
Yeah, like it's the only time of year where there's no gift giving. Like, it's just all about having fun and being ridiculous, and that doesn't go away when you get to be an adult.
Yeah.
That Halloween is good for everybody. And it doesn't surprise me about the vampire thing, obviously. Girls, my library of trashy vampire novels is quite extensive.
Yeah, it was a good night.
Thank you guys so much. I know that you guys are in big rehearsals right now. You'll be at the Palladium on April 19th. So we will see you in Worcester. It was so nice to meet you guys in Vegas, and I'll see you guys when you get to Worcester.
I'll see you there.
Good seeing you.
It was good to see you guys. Thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
There they are, Magnolia Park. They're playing at the Palladium in Worcester coming up this Sunday night, April 19th. You can get the details and the link to get tickets in the show notes of this episode. The band's latest release, Nights After Vamp, is available now. You can check out their music on the corresponding playlist. I make a playlist for every full-length episode of the Mistress Carrie podcast that features all of my guest music and all the artists and songs that we referenced in the interview. You'll find it linked in the show notes with the Magnolia Park links and all the Mistress Carrie links. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to like, follow, comment, share, and subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast. New full-length episodes come out every Wednesday. Plus, every weekday, you get the Sit Rep. The Situation Report gives you all of your rock news, music headlines, and entertainment updates in about 5 minutes. And you never know when we're going to release a bonus episode. Join me live every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern on my official Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube for my weekly live streaming video show, Cocktails in the War Room. And you can always find me on the radio. Get the details on all of that and more at MistressCarrie.com. The Mistress Carrie Podcast, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network.